Hey everyone, welcome to ETalk, where we bring you everything from LA to Elon. I'm Jordan, here with my fellow co-hosts Virginia and Emily. And we are also joined by our very special guest, Joe. It's very nice to have some male energy here for once. Yes, very nice. So this week we asked our fans about their favorite 90s television show. Take a look.
I really liked Pokemon and Arthur. Probably those would be the top two.
Why those two?
I just watched them every day with my grandparents. They'd watch us after school, so those were tradition.
And did you collect Pokemon cards?
I did. I still have them actually in a shoebox in my closet.
Were you like the best Pokemon master of your friends?
I like to think I'm a master trainer.
My favorite 90s TV show would have to be Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
And why is that your favorite?
Because she had superpowers.
If you could have superpowers, what superpowers would you have?
Probably breathing underwater.
My favorite 90s TV show is definitely Boy Meets World, mostly because the characters were so relatable, and also they were just very light and constantly funny, regardless of how stupidly funny they were.
So now that you've heard from our fans, what 90s television show is your guys' favorite?
I'm gonna dive right in
All right,
and
you go.
say Full House is definitely my favorite 90s show. I just love the family feel of it, and it's still on Nick at Night, so I will occasionally watch it. But yeah, it's just a feel-good show that you can turn on, and you can always go right into it.
Full House was definitely number 2, but number 1 on my list is Boy Meets World, classic, young
very
love,
good.
a lot of good advice because we were about the same age, when that was out. And I'm not the only one because they do have the sequel show, hopefully coming out soon.
I know.
I know. I'm literally so excited.
Yes, I have been waiting for Girl Meets World,
Yes,
and you
Girl Meets
actually
World.
took my first choice. I wanted to put Boy Meets World, but now that you've taken it, I'm going to go with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Classic.
Such
West
a good
Philadelphia,
show.
born and raised.
Three of us right here. All right.
Texas.
No.
No, it's such
Will
a great
Smith
show.
is so cute in that. He's adorable.
My personal favorite, little or younger, I guess, going animated with Rugrats. Rugrats
There we
is
go.
my favorite.
That's a good
Tommy
one.
Pickles was my hero.
I cannot deny that I used to watch that.
No, it's great.
Yeah,
and
that was a
All
good
Grown
one.
Up later on.
Yep,
When
there
they
you
were
go.
teens, that was a good one.
Well, guys, TV's gotten a little skewed nowadays. So going over to a new TV show, Real Housewives, the recent star Teresa Giudice and her husband Joe have been, facing these fraud charges, and they both have pleaded guilty. Now, that was not expected. People thought they would plead not guilty because she has 4 kids, and she's expected to face 21 to 27 months in jail. You guys, what do you think of this?
It's literally horrible, especially for the kids. I mean, that's a huge case where fame got to their heads. They honestly just took it to the next level, weren't responsible with their money, and it's so sad because now if the kids essentially lose both their parents because they're in jail,
and she said
that's
she had no idea her husband was doing this.
Okay.
He's been sketchy the whole show. I used to be an avid
No,
watcher.
I'm sorry, but I honestly think that she is the one that drove him to do all this. I watch The Real Housewives New Jersey all the time, guilty pleasure. And she's like so involved with keeping up with the Joneses, and I think that her need to be, have the best things, the best designer bags, etc.
Competing with everyone.
Exactly, is what led to this.
Yeah, you gotta feel sympathy for the family as a whole because they're getting broken up, but you can't really feel sympathy for her because when you're in that kind of position, you can't, like white collar crime, it's not a mistake. You're going out of your way to do that.
Right, I know. And I feel bad for her kids, and her husband is facing deportation, but definitely we can keep an eye on it because on July 8th, that's when they're actually going to go to court and they'll figure out what the charges are and what she's going to get, if it's any jail time. But I think, everyone has a little sympathy for this situation.
Yes,
for sure.
everyone definitely has sympathy, but some people that I don't really have sympathy for is the Academy. There was a big scandal that just came up around the Oscars, and as we all know, 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture, which I was super excited about because it was a great movie. But 2 of the Academy voters actually just admitted to never even watching the movie because they didn't want to, and voting for it anyway because they felt obligated. What do you guys think about this?
If you're calling that an obligation, that's when you know you shouldn't be involved.
Yeah,
that's a disservice to all the other movies that were there, all the other directors, and all the people who just live and breathe film that would love to be involved in voting, but can't because they're not a part, but somebody else who isn't as interested just feels obligated to go.
Like, I think it's a complete disgrace to the Academy. You have the huge honor of being in the Academy and you're not even going to do your job. Like, you're watching movies and voting. It's like fun.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, I took it as there's 6,000 people in the Academy.
Right.
So many people, and so it's not like these 2 people really made that vote. But I thought of it as it's probably these two old people that are like, okay, I'll just vote for this.
Okay, at the same time, those are the only two that have spoken out. What about the people that could have felt obligated, and this is just they didn't feel the need to tell anyone?
Well, also my thing is, if you didn't see it, don't vote. Like I don't know exactly the rules. Maybe they have to pick something, but if you didn't see it, then or at least vote for the movie you did see.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Definitely. Exactly.
So what do you have for us today?
I have for us today that lately it's been talked about that NBC is telling celebrities' agents that if they want to go on The Tonight Show, that they shouldn't be going on any other talk shows on any other of the networks. So The Tonight Show has been really popular for a long time. They're getting a lot more viewers than other late night shows, so it's really a power move. Do you think this is fair? Do you think?
This is them. Sorry,
Jordan has
an
an opinion.
I have an opinion. This is them being very greedy. You already have the highest ratings. You already, you're doing really big things. You're really funny, whatever. So why do you feel the need to knock out all these other talk shows like Good Morning America, Jimmy Kimmel? Like all these great people are now getting kind of messed up because you want to be greedy.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't get it as also, but when Kate McKinnon came to Elon, we were going to get an interview with her, and her agent said, no, NBC doesn't want her giving out any interviews. And at first, I was really mad. I was like, I just don't get this. And then I said, you know what, this totally makes sense, because anything that they say, they're liable for.
Right.
And think how much a lawsuit costs these days, you know what I mean?
You do not want to be able to
Exactly. And so, with this, it's a little different, because, they're going to say the same thing what they say on Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel. But I get that they want that exclusivity, and they're working hard for it.
To a certain extent, maybe they get to go to that show first, and then they're like, okay, well, now the next interviews at the other shows are going to be just the same. But it's really selfish to take away the celebrities who are trying to promote their good work.
Right.
But,
I think it's weird because you're not going to have the same interview twice in a row on two different shows. It's not like you're getting rehashed stuff.
And if they get it first, then it might seem that much better.
Yeah.
But quickly, something very interesting, Joe, I need your opinion on this. There's
God.
this new app called Bro App where essentially you boys can automate text messages. They're already preset. You set the time, date, and they can send it to their girlfriends.
Wow.
Automatic, no work. You can create custom messages if you want. However, I don't think this is a good idea.
No, if he has to arrange to send a text message to you, he's just not that into you.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Joe, what do
come
you
on.
think?
Yeah,
I
how do
mean,
you feel about this?
I can defend it. If you're at work for 8 hours a day and you don't have access to your phone, you can schedule a little text that says, hey, thinking about you, something like
So you
that.
would do it.
Doesn't
You would
have
do
to
it.
be bad all the time.
You would do it with a winky face.
But
too.
it's like lazy, you really should
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it. I think it's fine. It's thinking about you. Over. Done.
There you go.
Okay, well, I feel like we can argue about this all day, but we have some other great segments coming out.
Yep.
So don't go anywhere, because up next, Abby and Joe pull aside some unsuspecting Elon students. Find out more when we come back.
You've all heard the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Today, ETalk reporter Joe Del Vecchio and I took to the streets of Elon to see what Elon students had recently snapped on their iPhones.
The last picture I have was yesterday. It's I organized an event, so it was the banner at the event.
Hope it's not embarrassing.
I hope not. Let's see what it is. Oh no, I think my friend stole my phone and took a selfie. Oh, I didn't even
that's a
know. I
good
didn't even
one.
know.
Good
Oh,
way to
gosh.
discover it.
Yeah.
How many
great.
selfies do you average a day, do you think?
How many selfies do I average?
Yeah.
I honestly would say like 0.5 because I probably take a
Really?
selfie like maybe once every 2 days.
All right, that's good. That's good.
The last pictures of my sorority, and we're all painting the rock.
That's adorable.
So yeah,
Very nice.
there we all are.
Nice.
The last picture on my phone is a really blurry, weird-looking picture of a Mardi Gras float.
Mardi Gras, how was that?
It was fantastic. It's a whole other world over there. It was a really exciting experience, and I definitely recommend anyone who is over the age of 21 to attend.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. Hold on, sorry. It is a blank picture of nothing.
That's the first
And
blank
the
picture.
one before that is a Snapchat I sent to myself and screenshotted.
So that's really embarrassing.
Solid. How many Snapchats do you screenshot of yourself per day?
More than a normal person should.
There you have it, Elon. Watch out because you might be next. I'm Abby Maloney, and this is ETalk.
With spring break right around the corner, we thought we'd share with you some tips on how to make your break go swimmingly. Today I have with me 3 fellow e-talkers, Terry, Abby, and Jordan. Thank you for joining us, guys. And they're all going to share with us our spring break. So first we're going to take it to the streets and see what students had to say about what they want to know for spring break.
My friends and I are taking a road trip for spring break. How do I accomplish this and still come back friends?
All right, so basically that question was asking, how do you go on a road trip and still maintain friendship? Because I know those road trips can be long. So anyone have experience here?
So I went to Nashville last spring break, and there were 5 of us in one car.
Wow.
And we were all
Was it a
friends.
van or?
No, it was actually a very, well, the backseat was so-so.
Okay.
But we ended up being friends. I would say my number 1 tip is have a plan. Go in and know what your agenda is, at least tentatively.
Right.
Download an app about the new city so you can kind of plan
Especially
things.
a restaurant app, I feel like, because you're always looking to eat and you don't know where to go.
And when you have so many people that are have different interests, you really need to know what you're doing.
For sure, definitely. And also, I feel like some people are on different itineraries for road trips. Like, I know I'll be like, I really want to go here, and then someone else will say that. How do you kind of balance? Did you have to balance that at all?
That was one of the hardest parts, I have to say, especially because we were in Nashville and there was so much to do. But at least, once per trip, have everyone pick something that they really want to do and make sure you get to it. That's definitely important. I also would say, since gas is so expensive right now, share the costs. Like, calculate how many miles you're going to be going. Like, do it on MapQuest.
Right.
And just make sure you pay that to the driver before you leave.
I know, because it's kind of like you're taking the cheap option out by going on a road trip instead of flying. So, but then I feel like people forget to pay the gas money. So I think it's definitely important to remember that.
And then there's no resentment, when someone doesn't pay their fair share.
Yes, that can get awkward.
And last but not least, be flexible, because on a road trip, something's going to go wrong. Like, our car broke down for 2 days.
Oh my God. So, I would definitely.
We had to share cabs, and there's always going to be traffic or something that goes wrong. So be flexible.
Do you guys have anything to add to that, or same experiences?
Pretty much the same.
Same experiences.
Okay, great. So everyone, make sure you plan out, make sure you pay for that gas before you leave. All right, so we're going to turn to our next viewer and see what they have to ask about spring break.
Friends and I are taking a spring break trip to the beach. Where can we go that's drivable? Where can we go that's drivable?
All right, so beach on a budget. Who has gone to the beach nearby and knows how to do it right?
Okay, so last year, or I'm sorry, my sophomore year, I went to Hilton Head Beach, which was super fun. It was wonderful. And our biggest way that we saved money is that one of our friends' parents owned a timeshare. So that was the biggest thing. But I mean, not everyone's parents own a timeshare. I mean, mine don't, and not everyone has friends that do. So if you can't save money on the house, then I would say that the next big thing would be to save money on the food. Eating out is so expensive, and I think that it's always, for us, it was really fun. We would designate a cook every night, and so
that is fun.
Then everyone would get involved, and you'd go grocery shopping together, and it was just a nice way to kind of bond at the end of the day. Especially, some people want to tan, and other people want to play football, and so it was really great to all come together at the end of the day. Another thing that was really great for me is that we sometimes, of course, we sometimes had the stereotypical spring break, but sometimes we didn't.
Yeah, you didn't have to be always.
We didn't have to be, woohoo, spring break all the time. So my favorite thing that I actually did was ride tandem bikes.
Those are so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun, and
it's a little workout. It's nice to get moving.
And it kind of just broke up the whole, going to the beach every single day or laying out on the beach.
Right.
And it was inexpensive, so it was really fun.
Yeah, how was the budget even just you're doing activities, you are buying food. Was it just you feel like a lot less compared to if you went to an all-inclusive or if you went down to Florida,
That's a really good question. I haven't actually done an all-inclusive, but I do know a lot of people that are going on cruises and things like that this spring break. And I would say that it may have been a little bit less expensive just because, you know, we arranged everything ourselves. We arranged driving there, we arranged our food. And sometimes when you go the all-inclusive route, travel agents, there's always the middleman.
Yeah.
That's, you know,
Those
they have to
little
make some money
fees.
for himself. So I think it was a little bit less expensive because of that.
So you would do it again?
I would definitely do it again. Yeah,
And do you have any suggestions of beaches or any of you guys? Have you guys been any like close by beaches?
Been to Hilton Head, stopped briefly in Myrtle Beach. That's nice too.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah.
Even closer to school, Carolina Beach, Wilmington, that area.
Wilmington,
super nice. It's so nice because we're so centrally located here.
Definitely.
So
It's
lots
really
of
true.
options.
Yeah, which is another way that you can save money because you can just drive there and
Absolutely.
Doesn't take as much time. Awesome. All right. So anyone going to the beach? There's plenty nearby, so no need to worry about cost. And now we're going to turn to the viewers again to get our final question about spring break.
So we've done the beach. We don't want to take a road trip. What else is there for us to do?
All right, so this is a little bit of a miscellaneous question. What can you do that's unconventional, not the traditional beach-going spring break? Now, I think, Abby, you went somewhere for spring break once.
I went to Universal last year, actually, and that was really fun. So the tips that I would give, we definitely saved a lot of time using the fast passes. And those actually come with, in Universal at least, I don't know about all other amusement parks, but there's like 3 or 4 hotels that you can stay at that like if you pay to like stay there, they automatically give you fast passes. And we were also able to get into Harry Potter World an hour early, which was,
that's
you
key.
know,
Yeah,
that
that's
was,
key.
that for
So
me, like
lucky.
we ran and we went, have you guys ever been to Harry Potter World?
No.
Okay,
No.
so there's the main attraction ride, which is like in Hogwarts or whatever, and apparently the line is always out of the castle, you know, but like it's a really long like route, like you walk through these different rooms. They like recreated Hogwarts, and then
So
you
it's like
finally,
a fun wait.
yeah, it's a
line.
fun wait, but it's just like you don't want to wait that long. So we like ran and we got there and we were able to go on it about 3 times. It's such a fun ride, and like I really enjoyed that, and that was a great thing. And I would also just suggest planning out what rides which friends of yours want to go on.
Yeah, that's always a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, you have those roller coaster people, and then you have the people that are like, no, keep me down low.
Luckily, the friends that I went with, we like were able to agree, like, you know, we're going to Universal because we all love roller coasters, and like Upside Down was great. We went on like 3 times in a row. You know, it was really fun.
So what exactly does the Fast Pass do now? It lets you skip the line, or?
Yeah, so there's basically 2 lines. One line is the non-Fast Pass, which most people have, but a lot of people do have Fast Passes. So on the really popular rides, the Fast Pass will like get you into a shorter line. You might still have to wait, you know, like a little time, but most of the time you can just like skip the line. And so I loved that. I mean, waiting in line is probably the worst thing. Like, I'm not a patient person. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah. What about also, I want to know about food, because I know when I go to Disney, I'm like, must have everything. Like, I need that ice cream and I need that turkey leg, you know? So it's so expensive once you get in the parks. What do you guys do for that?
I mean, I was very focused on like getting to all the rides, and I also like, I love roller coasters, but I also kind of have, you know, the weak stomach. I don't want to like stuff myself with like candy corn, or not candy corn, cotton candy, and, you know, popcorn, and then like have a little incident after the ride. So I don't know, I would like budget, like you guys were suggesting budgeting food. I would do that at the same, you know, you don't want to get too many concessions.
Bring some snacks in your bag.
Yeah.
All right. And do you guys have anything else you want to add to let anyone know some good spring break tips that you've learned here?
Do something different.
Yeah, do something different. And I think that the most important thing that you should do is not have like some expectation. You know, you don't go in there expecting that you're going to have like some crazy, like out of this world spring break, because you may get disappointed. So it's always nice to just go with the flow, because you are going to be in a big group. So it's nice to be flexible.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy. This is your time off. You worked hard for it. All right. Thank you, ladies, so much for those tips. They were very helpful. So we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere just yet, because when we come back, our very own G105 music guru is going to share her thoughts on the spring concert. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I'm here with Taylor, our G105 intern. Our viewers have been tweeting at her all day today with their spring concert questions. Let's dive right in. So how are you doing, Taylor?
I am great. I'm excited to get started.
Me too. So I'm going to read some of the tweets that we have. So the first one, what are some of the most accessible and cheapest concerts for Elon students to attend this spring?
All right, well, cheapest, a lot of that depends on what kind of tickets you're getting, because a lot of the time you can go to a concert that's really expensive if you're willing to sit on the lawn or in an upper level, which isn't always the best, but you're there for the music, so you can hear the music. So I found a few that were less than $100. So I felt like that was reasonable, because concerts are expensive. So SOMO, March 25th, and that's in Greensboro, so about 20 minutes away.
Okay, very cool.
Miley Cyrus, which is at PNC Arena on April 8th. If you get cheap tickets, then it'll be less than $100. So, I mean, come on, it's Miley. And then Brentley Gilbert, which is April 10th at Greensboro Coliseum, which if you're into country, we actually have something through one of our stations, 95X. It's called the Rock and Roll Marathon.
Oh, very
New
cool.
Politics is headlining on April 13th, and it is free.
So is that an all-day thing, or?
I believe it starts in the evening, and we'll have New Politics, Cage the Elephant, and a couple other bands. And like I said, it's completely free. So, if you want cheap, there you go.
Very cool.
And then Third Eye Blind is at the Lincoln Theater in Raleigh.
I love them.
And it's only $25.
Awesome.
So
very cool. Which of those are you most looking forward to?
definitely the one done by our station 95X, just because I love New Politics and I'm a little bit biased.
I was about to say, is that a little bias coming in?
A little bit.
So I have a feeling this will be your least favorite, but what do you have to say about Miley Cyrus coming to PNC?
Well, I mean, from what I've seen, in videos and in the news, she can put on a great show. So even though I'm not the biggest Miley fan, I just feel like it'll be a great show, and it'll be a great way to, bring on spring and bring on summer, because, around that time we're going to have 1 month of school left. So I think that's a nice way to bring it in, even if you don't necessarily like Miley. I mean, we've been giving away tickets to it, so I think it's going to be awesome.
I'll have to look out for those tickets, because although I'm not the biggest fan of Miley, I think her concert would be pretty awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to kind of look at Elon concerts.
Okay.
So B.O.B. is coming. What do you think about that?
Well, in my opinion, I think it would be cool if we changed it up and didn't have another rapper, because, I mean, I don't have anything against rap music, but I just think it would be cool because, the year before we got here, they had Third Eye Blind, and like you said, I love Third Eye Blind too. So I think it would be cool to have, like, kind of an alternative band, like not even like, one that nobody's heard of, like, one that's on G105 or something like that, but I think it'll be a good show because everyone I've been to here has been amazing.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the opener is the Chainsmokers, correct?
I'm excited about that. I just, we just did a video that was kind of mocking their video for G105, so I'm excited about that.
Are you excited? What type of music do they have?
They're actually kind of like, they're DJs, so the people who are actually singing aren't really them. They're actually not girls, contrary to popular belief. In #selfie, it's girls talking, but they're actually just doing the music. So they're two guys.
Huh, very interesting.
Fun fact.
Yes, I'm actually very excited for that last spring concert. I went to the Big Sean one last year, and I had tons of fun. So hopefully this one will be just as good.
I was at a different concert, so I didn't go last year. But.
Taylor is always going to all the concerts. That's usually where you can find her on the weekend, so she's the perfect person to ask.
Yes.
So we have only a couple more questions. So I think that it's important to hear your perspective on what is your most favorite upcoming band.
Well, there's one called We're the In Crowd. They are female-fronted, and they are from Poughkeepsie, New York, and they will actually be at Green Street in Greensboro on March 28th.
Wow.
Which I think that'll be a lot of fun, and the lead singer's name is Taylor, so we can identify. But if you like kind of a poppy, I guess, angsty girl music, then I think that you would like it. So definitely check them out. We Are the In Crowd.
Very cool. So. Yeah, I definitely want to look into that, because it's only in Greensboro, so that's only like 30 minutes away.
Exactly, and it's really cheap too, so.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So a couple of our viewers are super excited about spring concerts, but they're also a little bit concerned about the cost. And I know that you talked a little bit about spending less than $100. But what if that's just not an option and you're going to, I don't know, say Beyonce or something, which unfortunately she's not coming again. But what if you spend all your money on a ticket? What are some other ways that you can save money on like t-shirts and concessions and things like that?
Well, one of the things is don't buy t-shirts because they are cheating you out of your money. Do not pay $30 for a t-shirt. That's number one. One of the best ways to save money on tickets, though, is to win them from radio stations. So just keep an eye on local radio stations. We do a lot of giveaways, so keep that in mind. I'm totally just, throwing my station out there. Another way, see a local band instead of maybe a big band, because you might find your new favorite band, and those are usually in between $10 and $15, and they're not far away, like Carborough, Chapel Hill. And like I said, go to smaller venues too, because they usually charge less. So a bigger artist you might want to see might be at a smaller venue. You might get lucky. Another thing is find a group of friends to come with you, because even if you bought tickets, you can save money on gas. Everybody can chip in. I know we talked about that a little while ago. And finally, if you're about to graduate, let people know you want concert tickets, because I just got some 30 Seconds to Mars tickets.
I saw that.
For graduation. So that is the number one way I would recommend if you're a senior or if your birthday's coming up.
Very cool. Well, thank you for all of your tips. They were super helpful. And to our viewers, stay tuned because later we'll show you a quick and easy Pilates workout to target those abs and glutes.
Welcome back. Today, Courtney and I will be learning some of the best fat-burning fitness moves just in time for spring break. I'm here with Colette Dong, our Pilates expert, and she's going to show us some simple moves that are effective and quick. So, what should our first move be today, Colette?
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is a push-up into a side plank dip.
All right, Courtney, you got
So,
this.
the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get down into push-up position. You're going to lower down.
Oh, snap.
You're going to twist into a side plank, stacking your feet.
Yeah.
You're going to lower down, back up, and come back. Then you're going to go back and down into a push-up and repeat it.
So this is kind of working everything. Your
on
arms,
the other
your
side.
abs.
Yep, and she's going to do it again for us.
Let's see it.
So when you're in your push-up, you want to make sure that your hips and your shoulders are in line and you're going down evenly.
So what exactly is this really working?
This is going to work your arms, your chest, and definitely your abs. When you
Okay.
turn
I'm
into
feeling
side
it.
plank, you need your abs to stabilize you or else you're going to fall over.
Okay.
When you dip down, you're working your obliques. And when you come back up, and then when you come back, you're working your abs and your arms again in plank.
So how did you get interested in Pilates, Colette?
Well, I'm a dancer originally,
Okay.
and the director of the dance department offers a course in Pilates certification.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
I got certified last year and started working. I'm from New York, so I started working in a studio there, and I just love teaching it.
Oh,
ever
that's
since.
awesome.
That's so cool.
All right, so what do we have next? Courtney, you ready for it?
I think so. The next thing we're going to do are some bridges on the
Okay.
ground, and this is really good for your hamstrings and your glutes, aka your butt. So we're going to
We
lay
need
down.
that for bathing suits,
Yeah.
spring break.
You're going to keep both feet on the ground. You want your heels in line with your sits bones. So you
Okay.
don't want them out here, and then you
Okay.
don't want them too close together.
Oh, that's a good.
You
Yeah,
want
I always
them
see people with them much more far.
Yeah.
You want them right under you.
Okay.
And we're going to lift one leg up, and then we're going to push up in 3 counts on our left. 1, 2, 3, and lower. 2, 3.
So 3 seconds is about a good time. You don't want to
Yeah,
try to
you want to
over-push
go
yourself.
nice and slow and make
Okay.
sure you have the control and that you're really firing from underneath.
Courtney,
You don't
how does this
wanna-
feel?
Yeah, you don't want to grip in your quads or your lower back. You want to
Okay.
fire from your hamstrings and your glutes.
So how high should she be lifting? Like, is that about right? Okay.
Yep, you want to aim to be level. in your
Okay.
pelvis. Yep.
Oh, that looks good. I wish I brought my workout.
Yeah, and you should
I
aim
need to
to
learn
do about 10 on each side. Is a
About
good-
10 on each
a
side.
starter
Okay.
place. Definitely do more if you think you
Okay.
All right, I think we have one more.
All
right.
So the next one is going to be a V-up, which is kind of a version of a Pilates teaser. You're going to start with your arms overhead.
Okay.
You're going to come up. You're going to lower down.
Okay.
You're going to switch
Wow.
to
Whoa.
a Superman.
All
And you're
right,
gonna come
Courtney, it's all you.
down.
That was-
Okay. So you're going to lower down. You're going to think about your abs going down into the ground.
Okay.
You don't want to pooch them out at all.
Okay. So
Yeah, don't
arms
do that.
back.
Yep. Legs and arms together. Yep. 1, 2,
All the
3.
way
Yep. Yep. Right like that. Lower down. And right before you hit the ground, you're going to flip to Superman.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
So-
ideally, you want to try and do that without your arms.
Okay.
Okay. So did it take you a while to kind of get to do that so easily?
It definitely takes
Takes
a
a
while
couple
to get the
times.
correct
Yeah. All right,
form.
good.
So you want to make sure.
We still have some hope here.
You want to make sure that you have your back straight and your legs straight, and that
Yeah.
you're really using your abs and you're
Okay.
not gripping in your hip flexors or arching your back. And then when you want to roll to your Superman, you want to have control and then change the muscular engagement to your back muscles.
Oh, wow. So you're really working everything essentially with these things.
Yep.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Are you good?
No.
All right.
I definitely want to check out her classes.
I know. I
though.
definitely want to see
Yeah.
what your classes in New York. That'd be awesome. We'll have to take a road trip there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Colette. This
course.
has literally been great. We're going to have great bodies by the time spring break rolls around. Be sure to check us out next week as we take you on a trip beyond the bio bus. Until then, this is ETalk.